When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Hello everybody, welcome to video tutorial for how to play Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars on the ukulele. So, first thing, let's just go over the sheet that is available on Blackboard to download. I'll be handing out more copies next week, but if you want to get ahead and start working on it, that's a great idea. So on one side, you'll see the lyrics with the chords that correspond to each line. On the other side is how you actually play it. Now, I know this looks a little odd, so let's go through it step by step here. On the top here, you'll see a rhythm matrix, because at the moment we still haven't talked about proper notation. So we're going to be using the rhythm matrix that we've now seen over the last two classes. So the ones that we've done in class are 8 measures or 16 measures long. This one is a bit longer. It's 32 measures, 32 beats. Okay, so each box represents a beat. And that's it. The whole song just repeats these 32 beats over and over again. Verse, chorus, it's all the same. So just like with our percussion, when we did the previous matrices, with this, instead of doing a snap or a clap on a beat, instead you're going to be playing a ukulele chord. Now, what I mean by chord is a chord is more than one note being sounded at once. So if I just play one string, that's a note. That's just one note being played. But if I play all 4 strings at once using my thumb, or you can use the back of your fingers like this, I prefer the thumb. I know that some people got picks included with their ukulele pack. Either one works. I'm used to the thumb. I sort of use the side of my thumb and I brush across the strings like this. So this is a chord. When more than one string is being played, when all 4 strings are being played, that's a chord. So for each beat, you have to play a chord. So you'll notice the first 8 beats, you're playing the C chord. The next 8, you're playing an A minor chord. The next 8, the F chord. And the final 8, the C chord. So what does this all mean? How do you play one of these chords? Well, the key is looking at these chord diagrams at the bottom. Let's take a look at the first one. So the first one is the C chord, okay? And you'll see here, it's basically a diagram of a ukulele. So you can sort of look at it like this, okay? These are our strings of the ukulele, from ceiling to the floor, the strings when it's in tune. And if you don't know how to tune it, please look at the tutorial I made last week on this channel. You'll find it. From the ceiling to the floor. It's G, C, E, A. And at the moment, I'll just turn off this tuner here. So when you're looking at the chord diagram, kind of like this, right? That's what these lines represent. They represent the strings of the ukulele. G, from the ceiling to the floor, G, C, E, and A. Okay, each dark line is a string on the ukulele. Then you have this sort of graph, it looks like, right? That's the fretboard. The fretboard is basically, this is the neck of the ukulele, right? And then you'll notice that this neck of the ukulele, it's divided with all of these metal bar lines, right? That's what makes each fret. So for instance, this is fret number 1. When I put my finger, when I push it down, and I push it down by sort of, it's like you're pinching something, right? When I put my finger here, I'm playing the first fret. I have my finger on the first fret of the A string. Now I have my finger on the second fret of the A string. 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, 6th fret, 7th fret, and etc. Okay, so these are frets. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you just play it open, that's called just playing an open string. So what the diagrams will show you for every chord is basically where to put your finger to create a chord. So if you see a 0 or an O, I think it looks more like a O than anything else. This means open string. So it means to play the C chord, the G, C, and E strings, the first 3 strings from the ceiling, are open. You don't need to put your finger on any frets. The only place that you have to put your finger is on the 3rd fret of the A string. Okay? So if you take a look, right? These are the frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and etc. This is basically the neck, right? This is the bar line right here. And it is telling you to put, it says number 3 on the 3rd fret of the A string, the one closest to the floor. Number 3 is referring to the fingers on your left hand. Okay, when doing chord diagrams, they number the fingers on your left hand. These are your fingering fingers for playing the ukulele. The right hand is the strumming hand, left hand is the fingering hand, okay? So these are the numbers. 1 is your index, middle finger is your number 2, ring finger is number 3, pinky is number 4. So they're saying to put number 3, your ring finger, on the 3rd fret of the A string to play the C chord. So we have open, 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 C. There you go. So you see I'm using my ring finger, I'm pushing down on the string against the fretboard at the 3rd fret. Open, 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 3rd fret. And that's the C chord. Play all 4 strings at once. That's it. So when it's showing you here in the song to play the first 8 beats are the C chord, that's what you do. You do, I'll count myself in, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we go to the next chord, which is A minor. Same thing. Okay? Remember, these are the strings from the ceiling to the floor, G, C, E, A, and it's telling you to put your middle finger on the 2nd fret, because these are the frets from the beginning to the end. This is the 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret. Number 2, your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and the rest of the strings to the floor are open. So this is the A minor chord. 2nd fret, middle finger here. You see I've got my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. Open, open, open. This is A minor. You see how I've got my thumb on the back of the neck to sort of hold my finger in place. And again, you have to press down hard enough. If you don't press hard enough, you see you don't get a sound. You don't get that note. You have to press down hard enough. This is A minor. Then the next chord, the last chord in this song that you need to learn, is the F chord. To play the F chord, you keep your middle finger where it is, and then you put your first finger, number 1, on the 1st fret of the E string. 2nd one from the floor. So this is it. 2nd fret of the G string, open. 1st fret of the E string, open. This is F. And for all these chords, you play all 4 strings at once, okay? So now we have our chords. This is the C chord. This is the A minor chord. Keep it down where it is, that middle finger, and then this is the F chord. That's it. That's all you have to do. I know, your fingers at first they'll hurt a little bit, but they'll get used to it. So, let's take a look at this rhythm matrix. It's telling us first 8 beats play the C chord, next 8 A minor, next 8 F, next 8 C. So this is what it would sound like. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we're at box 9 of our rhythm matrix. It says to do A minor for another 8. So we switch to A minor. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And now we're at box 17 of our rhythm matrix. It says to play the F chord, so we keep our middle finger where it is, put our first finger down on the first fret of the E string. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and then at 25, box 25 of our rhythm matrix, it says to put your ring finger down on the 3rd fret for that C chord. Once again, the very first chord. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and then the whole thing repeats. So in terms of how fast you want to do it, it's totally up to you. When you're practicing it, it's totally up to you. You can go as slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Then, this is a long video. But here we go. Then, if you want to turn around, if you want to sing while playing it, right? I've given you the lyrics for the first verse and chorus, and this all will line up, okay? I'm just letting you know, when you're singing this line, for instance, you should be playing that C chord. Then get to the A minor chord, right? It all lines up with your matrix, though, okay? This is just a helpful guide of, by the time you're singing the words, her hair, you should be at box number 9. So, without further ado, let's give it a shot. All right, here we go. I'm not Bruno, so I'm not gonna sound as great, but we'll give it a try. Here we go. So, get your C chord ready. 1, 2, here we go. Her eyes make the stars look like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Repeats, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. It's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. But every time she asks me, do I look okay? I don't know all these lyrics. I say, and now we're at the chorus. And it's repeating again the matrix. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And there you go. So I recommend playing along to that, okay? Remember to, if you're a lefty doing this, it's just, everything is like a mirror, okay? So you're holding it like this, your right hand, and your left hand is the strumming hand, and the strings, when you tune them, should be G, C, E, A, from the ceiling to the floor, just like with righties, okay? And obviously, the important thing to do first before trying this is to make sure your ukulele is in tune, because if it's not in tune, it's not gonna sound like that. We're gonna dive into it more next week, but I thought this would be a good idea to have you, you know, first start playing this ukulele that you spent good money on, all right? Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.